Tarot. My name is Carmen, and today we've got a reading for you about a breakup or a divorce. Somebody who feels like it's time to end a relationship because the person they've been dealing with is maybe only interested in financial security or a particular kind of lifestyle that they felt they could have if they were in this relationship. In other words, this isn't really a love match. So let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime time. Oh, we need a little bit more. I hope you're having a good day. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. Let's dive in with... We're going to go with the Hocus Pocus Tarot because it is spooky season. It's like spooky week, right? All right. What else do we have? Hello. How's it going, Darmendra? Hello, Darnell. I hope we're doing well. We've got the Nine of Pumpkins or the Nine of Pentacles. The Star. And the Eight of Lightning or Eight of Swords. Okay. Interesting. So this might be a reading about a celebrity. This might be about somebody who is particularly wealthy, which would make sense, right? If we have somebody who is targeting a relationship with this person or who wanted a relationship specifically because they wanted to live a particular lifestyle, it could make sense that this was like a highly sought after type bachelor or successful, like, I don't know, dancer, singer, whatever. But they might be a little bit blinded to whether or not people are a good match. So this could be somebody who routinely makes poor choices in love because they don't necessarily leverage that discernment or intuition to know when somebody is using them. Which makes me think of the song Bad at Love by Halsey. So along those lines, right? Hello, Rachel. What's up? We've got the Eight of Candles or the Eight of Wands in the reverse. And the Ten of Pumpkins or Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. This was an interesting pair because there is definitely a pretty big gap between financial stability and this person who's very interested in financial gain. This could be somebody who owed a lot of money, somebody who lost a lot of money, or just in general is very bad at managing money, right? Hello, Aisha. I do offer personal questions at the end of general readings, generally prioritizing those who donate or tip. But I also offer long-form personal readings if you want to email me. The email is in my description box. Otherwise, I do also occasionally do some freebies, maybe like every other day. So we've got the Eight of Pumpkins, which is the Eight of Pentacles. Lots of eights. We had the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Candles, and the Eight of Pumpkins. And I've only pulled, wait for it, 7 cards. And apparently I'm thirsty. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second. Hello, like Lego Arfuego. I like your name. Hello, Salama. Sorry, guys. Maybe I'm getting sick. It is that time of year. All right, so we have Eight of Pentacles and the Magician. This is somebody who is seen as like top of their game. This would be one of the more recognizable faces, whatever it is that they do, or names, right? They could be a really successful author or a producer, recording artist, but this person, this is like the gold standard. So yeah, they're definitely financially secure. They probably have way more than they need, right? We've got the Six of Potions or the Six of Cups. Interesting from this deck, the Six of Cups, which can be a reference to love. is a reference to something that could be like a spell, right? A potion. Love potion number 9. And then we've got dead man's toes called out here. I think there's a chance that at least there are friends or family members, or maybe even people who work for this magician, that look at their choices in love and are a little bit like, are you sure about that? I don't know about that. That seems questionable. So they might be a little bit blinded to people's intentions, right? What's up, Tiana? Hello, Julia. Oh, I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you. I hope it's helpful. Hello, Brian. How are you doing? Ace of Pumpkins or the Ace of Pentacles and the Queen of Lightning or the Queen of Swords. You guys, is this like the face that I was making in the thumbnail? Vote below. Yeah. There's a friend or a coworker. This could be like the hairstylist, right? But this is somebody whose advice matters. And they're like, why are you entertaining that person? Why are you dating that person? You can't see that that person's not being real with you, right? Hello, Charles. How are you doing? Hello, Mr. Mo. Hello, Ben. How are you doing? Hello, James. How's your day? Hello, Moon. Ben, the answer to that would be most of the time. I do offer personal questions at the end of the general readings with preference to those who donate. But I do like to do freebies. I do the freebies for people who ask questions that seem really connected to spiritual growth. Demonstrating that, you know, maybe they're on the cusp of an important lesson or decision. So we've got the 3 of Candles. I'm sorry I'm clearing my throat so much, you guys. 3 of Candles in the reverse, 9 of Candles in the reverse, and the King of Lightning or the King of Swords in the reverse. They went too far. This gold digging person, the one who's like real focused on how much money someone makes. What are we gonna call you? I really don't want to call you that. I guess they're the King of Swords in the reverse. Because I don't want to call him the gold digger. The King of Swords in the reverse, though, I feel is about their lie being a ridiculous lie. Okay, you guys want to hear something funny? Hello, Ambrance. How are you doing? Hello. Hello, Joe. How are you? Okay, so the something funny is I once worked with a guy. I'm pretty sure he was like a pathological liar, but who knows really. Who literally, like with a straight face, would tell people that when he got mad, he would turn into the Hulk. Like he would get big and green. Am I supposed to like not laugh at that? Like, hold on. What shade of green do you turn? Like, does it vary depending on how mad you get? I'm just asking for science. Or like a movie that I'm doing, you know? Okay, so the point being, that lie was ridiculous, okay? I wasn't gonna believe that no matter what you do. Like, do it right in front of me then. Let's do this. I'll make you mad. You want me to, like, poke you with a broomstick? What's up? Ugh. This person, the King of Swords in the reverse, the gold digger, they're very bold in some sort of lie that they tell, and it's actually easy for them to prove that this person is lying. So this Queen of Lightning or Queen of Swords is on to the partner of the magician and probably telling the magician, like, you're wasting your time. This isn't a good relationship for you to be in, right? Thank you, Rachel. Hello, Key Controller. How are you doing? I like that, Julia. Maybe it was his aura turning green. Look, I don't think homie knows what an aura is. Maybe he does now. That was a long time ago, but you know. Hello, Cam. How are you doing? Hello, Ryan. How's New Zealand? I hope work is going well, Key Controller. This is the Edgar Allan Poe Tarot. And we got the Six of Swords in the reverse. Six of Wands. And Death. Okay, so this person's involved in a creative industry. The Magician, who is probably famous. They also have come through as the Star. So this is a very successful, likely very wealthy individual who has a certain level of a lifestyle that people envy, right? And their association with this King of Swords in the reverse, remember, it does not have to be a man, is putting pressure on however it is that they make money. So an example of that would be, let's say this person is dating Tom Cruise, because that seems like a funny image in my mind. This King of Swords in the reverse is dating Tom Cruise and tells Tommy, like, hey, you know what? Probably shouldn't do that movie. That sounds like an awful idea. In fact, I really just want to spend like the next year with you. So you should just like clear your schedule and not do any of the things that help you make money. You have plenty of money, right? Like, we'll be fine. They are chipping in to whatever actually builds up the money that they want to spend. And, oh, by the way, it could be impacting the salary of this Queen of Swords. Maybe it's their agent, Tom Cruise's agent. I don't think he's going to see it, but just to be very clear, this is for entertainment purposes only. Don't sue me. But this person is interrupting or even canceling things that should be money-making activities. Oh, Tiana, that's perfect. Especially because, I don't know if you were here, Tiana, when we got the dead man's toes from the Hocus Pocus. So, spot on. I should probably start paying you. Hello, VK, how are you doing? Hello, sir. Hello, August. I hope you're having a good day. So these creative projects are put on hold because of the relationship. Oh my God. Should I also call out Yoko Ono? Sorry. Don't hate me. So this Queen of Swords is like, this is ridiculous. You're not walking away from these agreements that you've made or these promises that you've made. Like, I got some money to make and you are wasting my time with this weird lovey-dovey stuff with a person who is clearly just here to get their own credit card with your name on it. Like, come on, you know? So this Queen of Swords is spitting truth, I guess, being very direct with this Magician, telling them that they are choosing the wrong thing. They're choosing someone who is probably not very loyal to them. So with the Nine of Wands in the reverse, there is a gauntlet thrown down. There is a battle now between this Queen of Swords and the King of Swords in the reverse. Sorry, please communicate in English so that I know that it is legitimate or not rude or inciting bad things. Did I say hello to Redbeard yet? What's up? Yeah, I totally believe that, Tiana. Caution, just like make sure you do like a nice little salt barrier around your place. So this is a war, a battle between two people very close to this Magician. They don't like each other, and Each of them is accusing the other of being motivated by their own financial gain, which is not entirely inaccurate. I do feel like this Queen of Swords or Queen of Lightning has some financial tie to this magician, or wants to make sure this magician is not spending all of their money on this Queen of Swords, or sorry, King of Swords. Even the fact that they're both the King and Queen of Swords kind of hints at the fact that they may be from the same type. But I do feel like the Queen of Swords is a little bit more trustworthy. They have been around for longer, we'll put it that way. So the Six of Cups tells me that the person in the relationship, right? The King of Swords in the reverse, the person who wants all this money, they start looking for ways to point to problems with this Queen of Swords. Like, yeah, you've known them for a long time, but you ever think about whether or not they're jealous of you? Just trying to like stir up some drama, right? Like, what can I do to get you to question whether or not you can actually trust my opponent, because I don't want you to trust them because they don't like me, you know? Hello, Moo, how's it going? People keep and not taking my stuff. I hope you get your stuff back. I'm sorry you're going through that. Is it Dula? Hello, Chorus. I would not call myself an astrologer. We have escaping, avoiding, blocking, pushing away. And foundation, established, family, and security. Entirely possible, Ben. Yes, thank you for clarifying, Rachel. So we have somebody that feels like they have established a secure foundation by being close to the magician, and it's threatened by this King of Swords in the reverse. So we do have kind of two people fighting over the territory, like that square next to this celebrity, this magician. Like, I gotta be in high favor with this person because they have money and they like to spend it on people. I agree. So both of these individuals may have their own issues with being a bit clingy or being a bit codependent, but the Queen of Swords is also genuinely trying to look out for this magician's well-being as well as their own, because they have seen this magician go through the same thing before. So this could be a little bit of a repeating pattern. Hello, Naomi. How are you doing? So we've got secrets, mysteries, and concealing. This King of Swords in the reverse, remember I said that there is some big bold lie here. They didn't really want to be honest about who they are or what they want, or maybe who they're involved with. I think a major lie is exposed that causes the magician to finally question, why am I looking at being in a long-term relationship with someone that is not very trustworthy, or has lied about something as important as like their name or what city they're from. Very like talented Mr. Ripley, like maybe lied about, oh, we went to school together, so that's why we should be friends. They may have done something a little bit crazy in order to get into the sphere of this celebrity or this high profile individual. It makes me think of an episode of How I Met Your Mother. I'm not going to be able to tell you what the name of the episode is, but it's with the main character dude. Crap, what's his name? Whatever. Ted. Yeah. Meets a girl on a bus, I believe, and they just like hit it off. And slowly but surely, he becomes aware that she's basically like stalked him and looked for a way to get into his life. And they kind of analyze the idea that depending on how attracted you are to somebody, the lengths they are willing to go, or like the stalker energy, it's like you put it out of mind or you ignore it if you feel like you really want to be with this person. So this Queen of Swords is trying to convince this Magician to be honest with themselves, like, hey, are you just like super attracted to this person, so like you're willing to put up with like basically anything because they're hot? Or are you like literally not able to see that this is somebody who is playing games with you, somebody who's not really what they say they are? Oh, I really appreciate that, Chorus. I hope I say your name right. If not, my apologies. Oh, I'm so proud of you, Naomi. I hope you can continue to move towards a happier situation. So we've got commitment, marriage, promises, fidelity. This is someone who is being, I think they're close to getting married to this person, and this Queen of Swords is really concerned that their friend or the person they work with, maybe even someone they're related to, is going to get into this relationship thinking it's love when it's really somebody who's codependent or trying to use them for money. It's just a little difficult for them to say much because I do think that they have some financial benefit themselves from their association with this Magician. And you better believe their opponent, this King of Swords in reverse, is going to be like, yeah, that's real nice of your brother or sister or best friend or like accountant or stylist or whatever to say. But you don't think that they're thinking about themselves when they tell you not to date me? You don't think that they dislike me because it means they get fewer bennies? Just think about it. So it's not a very stable situation for the Queen of Swords, even though they may be right, because they do have a little of the same thing going on. So I usually start personal questions at like the 30-minute mark, but I'll be honest, if we don't do them today, it's no big deal. I wasn't sure I was going to come back for another reading, so I look at this as kind of like a bonus, but usually I haven't really done the $15 threshold for a little bit, basically. Usually I'm making decisions on whether or not to do freebies if the question is solid. Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands in the reverse, and the Five of Cups. Or if I have time. There are definitely times where I'm too hungry. And I gotta be honest, you guys, I have a French dip sandwich waiting for me in the refrigerator, and I'm going to like demolish it. Hey Monica, how are you doing? Thank you for the tip. Let me know if you have a specific question then. So we've got somebody who, oh, how do I say this? Is under a person's spell. This Queen of Wands in the reverse, to me, it's indicating that we have someone who feels like they've landed a person who's more attractive than they thought that they could potentially get. So it has blinded them in terms of who are you actually dealing with. They really like being associated with this person. Maybe they're younger, maybe they're really attractive, whatever it is. This Magician is kind of like, well, I don't know. I don't know if I really want to like end that yet, right? For your love life, I got you, Monica. Hello, Oracle. How are you doing? I told you where it is. It's in my refrigerator. And don't worry, I'm not going to microwave it. I even have some au jus and some French fries. It's gonna be a real great bite. Hello, Shay. How are you doing? So now we have the King of Wands in the reverse, and I'm gonna tell you real quick. There is no one innocent in this reading, okay? I mean, I guess that's kind of like the truth with a lot of situations. But we've got one person, the Magician or the celebrity. This person is successful. They have a lot. People envy them. They might be a little bit arrogant. but they're not as attractive or on the same level as the King of Swords in reverse, the gold digger, the person who just wants money, right? Thank you, James. Let me know if you'd like me to pull a few cards for you. The friend who warns the celebrity or the magician about this person who just wants to use them for money may also be using the magician for some money. So we got angry people, angry at others for doing what they're doing, but like more of it. And we've got somebody who knows that they're involved in a relationship that is probably not healthy or right. But gosh darn it, that person looks so great without clothes. So like, maybe I'll just keep doing it. It's just a lot of, yeah, kind of immature energy, right? Hello, Never Over. How are you doing? So the reality is we've got 3 people who all have their issues, right? And they're all like pointing at each other like, no, you're the problem. No, they're the problem. It's not me. No. The reality is we all need to like just kind of take a moment and think about what we've done and how we could do things maybe just a little bit better. This is an opportunity for the magician to realize that they don't really use their intuition or their intelligence where it concerns their love life. They walk into problematic situations because they're prioritizing the wrong attributes. Should I say attributes? Sorry. The King of Swords in the reverse is the person who's using the magician in the relationship looking for financial gain, right? I don't know if I love you or I'm attracted to you, but hey, will you pay my bills? That person has some things to learn about independence and being in a relationship for the right reason. You know, maybe watch the movie Heartbreakers. And the Queen of Swords, who doesn't like the King of Swords, needs to learn that they also need to maybe be a little bit more self-aware, right? Hey, watch it, Redbeard. You better be nice to Rachel. We got 5 of Pentacles and the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse. I'm sorry for laughing. I probably shouldn't. I'm chuckling because both of these people who are like, no, you're bad. No, you're worse. No, you take money from them. No, you expect a free car every year. It makes me think about how my brother and I used to argue. It's just immature. I think with 3 cooks in the kitchen, you know, everybody trying to like say somebody else is a problem, there is a kind of reduced sense of hope that we have accountability and resolving the issues here, because it's really looking like I'm gonna find some way to make sure that I feel good about the choices that I've made, but you're the problem. You are the problem, not me. I'm perfect. You know, like, that's a strong word. There doesn't seem to be a lot of growth, just a lot of finger pointing. Page of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, fighting over pennies, fighting over dollars, fighting over VIP tables. Like, I don't know why you're parking in my space. That's my parking space. I don't know why you think that you can use the good china. That's my china. Like, the King and Queen of Swords, who are both close to this magician, probably celebrity, very wealthy individual, are trying to stake their claim as like the favorite or the person who gets the most benefits from this magician. And even though the magician doesn't seem to want to believe the Queen of Swords regarding the relationship with the gold-digging King of Swords, I think over time they start to question, why am I dealing with either of these people? Both of you would like to just like take all of my money. Maybe I need to walk away from both of you. Yeah. It's just me and my money. I think this magician realizes, I think both of you deserve each other. Why don't you two date? I'm gonna go elsewhere. Toodles. Yeah, exactly. Like, this got complicated real fast. I'm just gonna leave. Okay, which makes me think of something I did yesterday. Yesterday, I was like in the area to go to a large makeup shop. I do love makeup, okay? But within 2 seconds of walking into that shop, I was like, itchy. I don't want to be here. Too many people. It was like an hour before close, Sunday, right? So everybody's running their weekend errands. The fact that I was in the right proximity to do this errand or get what I needed and leave, even if I could go right to where I knew it was and pay for it and leave, it just wasn't going to happen. Number one, and it was a different layout. It's not the store that I'm used to. I was going to have to look. There were people everywhere. I literally I did a loop. I did like a horseshoe and I was like, nope. And I left. I think we've got this magician realizing, why am I putting up with this? I don't need to choose either of these people. They're trying to make it look like they're the problem, but I could just like remove myself from the problem. Oh, okay, okay. So I think they decide, I think both of you are getting booted. I'll just go and do my own thing. So this could be somebody who decides, I'm gonna up and move and give them no choice whatsoever to follow them. Or, hey, I've got an on-site project and I'm not gonna work with you and I'm not gonna talk to you. Bye. Yeah. See, part of it, Rachel, is I don't know why, but I really like weird eyeshadow. Like, I'm almost always combining like 2 or 3 different shades. It's the artist, like the desire to paint, right? I would paint all day if I could. Well, no, I would get weird if I didn't do tarot. But I guess what I'm saying is some things are worth it. But dealing with a bunch of strangers in a big box makeup shop store when I want chill vibes on a Sunday, it just didn't happen. And sometimes you gotta know it. Sometimes you gotta own it and be like, you know what? Screw the gas money. I'll be just fine. I can come back here tomorrow when everybody else is working, right? So we have number 34, which is the fish. This talks about good news. I feel like this is an offer that comes in for this star, this magician individual. And they're like, you know what? That sounds like exactly what I need. A little R&R or a little bit of work on site in a place that's beautiful. Get away from everybody, right? Hey, yeah, I know. No, I'm actually leaving for like 2 months. Okay, bye. You know? No, thank you. Ooh, that's pretty awesome. I mean, hey, I get it. Sometimes those are important motivations. But I don't know. It's also a fun way to express yourself, right? So we've got number 20, which is the garden. This talks about the social community. I think this person's like, you know what? I'm going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. Is that the saying? Like, I'm done with all of it. Like, I'm going to skip town. I do something for work that enables me to take projects elsewhere, or I have the money to go on vacation if I want to. And all of y'all are irritating me, so I'm just gonna leave. Bye. And this is very good for this individual because it's self-love. It's taking care of themselves. I do feel like they're actually learning something from this, so I'm proud of them. There's a change that clicks once they see these two people like basically fighting over them. And I think when they go wherever they're going, if it's for work or vacation, they're able to find a sense of support or community, or maybe even fall in love with somebody that has better intentions because they've learned this lesson, right? Okay, so we're going to pull a few cards for Monica and a few cards for James. Wait, I can't remember if I read what James said. No reading. Okay. All right, so Monica, we're gonna see what we've got for your love life. Yep. All right, so what do we have? King of Wands in the reverse. Queen of Pentacles. And the Two of Pentacles. I see an argument being resolved. I see an agreement being reached. Stability out of mayhem. And a new beginning. After loss. Wow, this is really beautiful. To me, so the King of Wands being in the reverse is that anger or like that argument that happened, right? But we have somebody who's like getting a grip on it here, right? Look at the way the Queen of Pentacles is holding that pentacle. And to me, especially because of that Two of Pentacles, which talks about balance, this is like, okay, so things got a little bit crazy, things got a little bit out of hand, but we are fully capable of bringing it back to where it needs to be, right? So there's this new beginning with the Page of Pentacles after this loss, because it was basically a stress test. I know now what needs to be fixed, or I know we need to work on this. If we don't work on this, it's going to be a problem. So therefore, I've learned from it, right? Now I can see things differently. What sign he is? I mean, Two Swords cards coming out. Gemini. There's so much earth energy that came out just now, but that could be really just about your relationship getting into balance. But there's definitely air energy. And what is the Hermit? The Hermit is Virgo? But there's so much swords. Another ace, or there's an Ace of Swords here now and a Five of Wands in the reverse. You can tell me if you want to, but right now his energy is coming through with a lot of earth and a lot of air, telling me that there's a lot of thoughts, a lot of introspection, a lot of feeling like I need to ground myself, right? Yeah, that's what the Hermit is, Virgo. Spending a lot of time understanding and appreciating what perspective needs to be like understood. All right. Thank you, Monica. I'm going to do a freebie because James donated and is sitting at the back of the classroom. Okay, that's an interesting one. I'm looking for a question. I don't see a question. All right, you guys. Ask a question. Who out there needs a freebie? You want me to keep scrolling up? I can look for another one. I'm sorry. Does that upset you, James? Does that mean that you're thinking about maybe you should take a couple cards? I'll scroll up to the top. We'll see. Yes, I agree with that one, but that's so long ago, I feel like I can't reference it. Okay, I'm gonna pull, I don't know if she's still there, but I'm gonna pull a few cards for Naomi because of what she said at the start of the live chat. Do we have anything for Naomi, please? Nine of Wands in the reverse. Eight of Wands in the reverse. Page of Wands and Page of Swords. Naomi, there's something here that has been unsaid, or perhaps someone you're no contact with, and you feel like this person is the one who should be starting the conversation, not you. Maybe they owe you an apology, right? But there is also this like piece of information this person needs to tell you. It's not just an apology. So I feel like you've been like kind of waiting to hear the phone go off or waiting to see something from this person. It's like the moment you stop waiting for this communication to come through, then it comes through. So you have to like trust that. Monica, thank you for the tip. Do you want me to ask a little bit more? Aw, I'm sorry you feel that way. But I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. If you want to come back tomorrow and be positive, you're welcome to. Sorry, guys. I'm just going to wait and make sure for Monica. It's true, Darnell. While I wait, I will pull a few cards. Ooh, I missed you. I missed all my cards, you guys. For Never Overloaded. Do we have anything for Never Overloaded? Justice, the Sun, and the Knight of Petals or Knight of Pentacles in the reverse, and the Hanged Man in the reverse. There's someone who is delaying making a decision here, even though they have all of the information, because they don't want to see things the way that they really are. This could be you, this could be someone you're dealing with. But the advice here is be honest with yourself about what the information is in front of you and what it says. If this is saying you need to go a different way, or you need to cut somebody off, or you need to change your behavior, then embrace that. And the sooner you do, the better things go, whether this is you or someone else. It's the hesitation or the unwillingness to accept the truth that could cause more damage. It's like, okay, what I'm seeing in my mind is like somebody who has like a small injury, but doesn't take it into the doctor, and then it just gets worse over time because it hasn't been dealt with appropriately at that time. That's what this is. It's like you just got to be honest with that and be able to pivot and take care of it quickly, right? Yes. One for your work life. I got you, Monica. Thank you. Hello, Grindhard. What's up? What do we have for Monica regarding work, please? We have the Six of Wands, or the Six of Wicks, the Eight of Wicks, or Eight of Wands in the reverse, the Hermit in the reverse, and the High Priestess. So Monica, it feels like you are dealing with somebody who may be a little bit short-sighted. It could be just like a particular situation or a section of the work that you do, but I see you being able to embrace trends or understand concepts that may elude or escape this person that you work with. So where you seem to kind of learn things quickly or take to new trends or concepts rather quickly, this person is getting frustrated because they feel like they have to do like twice the homework to understand what you understand pretty quickly. So is this going to be a problem? Page of Crystals or Page of Swords in the reverse. 9 of Petals or 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. This could grow tiring if this person's constantly asking you to re-explain things or like shirking their responsibilities because they don't want to admit that they don't understand how to do something. What I'm seeing in my mind is like a little cheat sheet. Whatever that means for you. If there's a like shorthand or something you can do to anticipate this person's questions and help them in that way, it'll enable them to be a little bit more self-sufficient or not be holding resentment towards you, but also not be asking questions. There's someone here who just, they're not getting it. They're not understanding what you understand more readily. So I hope that helps. Hey, what's up, Skemmy? Skemmy, you still need to email me so that I can send you your reading, please. Hello, Delano. How are you doing? All right. I got to leave it there, you guys. I'm getting hungry. I love you all. Thank you for the likes and the subscribes. And if you're able to hype, I appreciate that too. And I'll see you in the next reading. Toodles.